Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So I'm briefly going to discuss the trailer for Halloween Ends, which will complete the trilogy from Blumhouse Entertainment of Michael Myers on his usual rampage in Haddonfield, and Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, returning as Laurie Strode. Now, according to what I'm reading here, straight from Universal Pictures, this movie is set 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills, and Laurie's living with her granddaughter, Allison, and is finishing writing her memoir. And Michael Myers hasn't been seen since his last brutal rampage. And Laurie, after following the specter of Halloween to determine and drive her reality for decades, has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man named Corey Cunningham is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control, once and for all. Now, that description alone sounds a lot more interesting than the trailer itself. Now, the trailer itself, all it really shows is there's Michael Myers approaching a house, and I guess it ends within the last few seconds of the last film, where everyone tried to beat him up and with a baseball bat and this and that, and then of course he gets up and then kills them all. And anyway, Laurie points a gun. She's behind this door, and I guess there's a physical altercation, if you like, between these two, and that's the trailer. Then it shows like flash cuts of this and that and the other. It's not really clear what's exactly going on. It's your typical teaser. But the thing is that this particular description sounds a lot more interesting than, again, what the teaser shows. And I think there's a possibility this movie might actually be pretty good. Now, I actually did like Halloween Kills. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the opening scene, particularly with the Dr. Loomis returning, and it follows up on the last few minutes of the original Halloween. And I liked Anthony Michael Hall in it, and Kyle Richards, of course. So those characters are, well, Anthony Michael Hall unfortunately did not make it, and but Kylie Richards is returning, and I find that there's or Kyle Richards, sorry, and it was a little too graphic, that movie, but I thought it was fairly good overall. I wasn't disappointed by it. It was certainly better than the last few Halloweens that I've seen prior. Now, I've seen every single Halloween film, every single one. Some I wish I hadn't seen, but you know, back 25 years ago, we had The Curse of Michael Myers, which is clearly the worst Halloween film sequel you'll ever see. Then, then some of them got ridiculous, like Halloween Resurrection, which was the direct sequel to Halloween H2O. And if you've seen it, you know exactly what I mean by the explanation for why Michael Myers was not actually decapitated with someone else. It's just ridiculous. Then there's Rob Zombie's remake. Of course, that's not part of this trilogy. As a matter of fact, none of the Halloween films are. As you know, for this trilogy, the only direct connection is the first Halloween film. So I think there's potential, but I gotta say, you know, I don't understand why this had to be a trilogy. I think they could have taken elements from the first film and the second one, and possibly this one, and kind of mash them together and create just one final movie for this series to be over with. Now, fact of the matter is, for me, the original Halloween is still the definitive Michael Myers flick. It always will be. It's a near perfect thriller, and it had the perfect ending. And if you scroll through my videos, you'll see that I talk about the audience reaction to the 1978 Halloween film, particularly the ending, which is on YouTube, the actual recording. Somebody recorded um, the audience watching this film, the original film. And it really is something. It kind of just shows how people used to be surprised by movies, or that movies actually used to have, to some degree, an element of surprise. And Halloween has that. The second one, was alright, just a little too blood soaked. Not that I'm really against violence, but considering how well the first film managed to imply it, just shows how the sequels managed to lose sight of what made the original work. That and the evocation of the supernatural. So, I wish they had really beefed up Jamie Lee Curtis's role in the last two Halloween films. In the second one, she clearly is more like just an extended cameo. I mean, she's barely there. With this movie, sounds like she'll have more of a prominent role, and that's good. But I'm still looking for the element of surprise. I'm still looking to be surprised by it. And the trailer doesn't give that indication. But this story description could do that. And we'll see, I guess. So I'm not really one to say I'm going to go out of my way to see this movie, but if it happens to be streaming on Peacock, I might see it. If it's in a theater nearby, I may actually go see it. I don't know. But I think, frankly, this series ran out of gas a long time ago. These new movies, I think, are a little sharper and a little gorier, but sharper in terms of the contrast, I think, between the folk of Haddonfield just having more than enough of this Michael Myers, and Michael Myers himself was far more brutal than past sequels. So, I don't know. I can't say that I'm... The teaser doesn't say to me, I have to see this. It just looks like it's recycled a bit. But it may be good. I don't know. Like I said, I liked Halloween Kills. The Halloween from 2018, which was just called Halloween, what an original title, just felt a little I was underwhelmed by it. And some of the young characters in it, I just didn't really care for. I really wanted a story about Laurie Strode. And the trailer sort of gave that indication, but there wasn't that much emphasis. And of course, in the last one, there wasn't either. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So those are just my thoughts. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.